right, to you brothers and sisters. On this pagan Monday night is night 5, according to the heavens. That's right, new moon came in 5 nights ago, which was a pagan Thursday night, right? So like Psalm 90 verse 12 teach us to number our days, right? Thursday night, Friday was new moon, right? So that Friday being pagan, new moon day being that pagan Friday, Saturday, pagan Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Monday night, Tuesday, night 5. Shalom, grace and peace. Y'all see the title of tonight's class? In depth, 1,000-year reign.
Monday, Tuesday, 5. Yeah, right. Monday night, Tuesday season. It's the count of the holy calendar. According to the Most High, the ordinance. That's gonna be that day. Well, we want to call it calendar day 5, right? Because you say day, that means day season, but it's night season first. I'll praise to the Most High, man, for bringing it out. What's the title?
In depth, 1,000-year reign.
In depth, 1,000-year reign, right? In the time of Christ, that's that 1,000-year reign. Right? We're going in depth in that, man. And we're gonna start at 2nd Esdras 7. Right? We're a little late, but it is what it is. We have to do a part 2. We're gonna do a part 2, man. We're gonna start at 2nd Esdras 7. I think I touched on this one time, a long time ago, man, and I might have been, a little, you know, man, I might have been a little rusty in this area, but now, you know, the spirit speaketh expressly, right? Show me a little something, man, and I want to bring it out and share it with the brothers and sisters, man, the sincere brothers and sisters, because we know everybody ain't sincere, of course, right? And let's start at 2nd Esdras 8 and 1 real quick, because this world be made for many, but the world will come for few, man. What I mean by sincere, we know the sincere going to understand and pay attention and get some understanding, but, you know, most ain't going to pay attention and get some understanding. And if you see, you know, just because we don't have a lot of subscribers and likes, and that is not thus saith the Lord, man. YouTube is not thus saith the Lord. Facebook Live is not thus saith the Lord. It's your works that you put in righteousness, man. Right. That counts, man. Right. So, go ahead, bro.
2nd Esdras in the Apocrypha, chapter 8, verse 1. And he answered me, saying, the Most High hath made this world for many,
right,
but the world to come for few.
Right. And the world to come for few, meaning the kingdom of heaven for few. Few who? Israelites, man. Those righteous, man. So this world is made for many, man. You know, the Most High's, like we did a class. We did a class a while ago. I think it was like last week about the you know, the trials of the Most High, right?
Yeah, trial, yeah. Life trials of God, right?
So, yeah, man, the sincere brothers and sisters that want some understanding, that's doing the will of God, they're going through the trials and tribulations. But you brothers that find yourself, you know, not afflicted and living it up and living good, and you're making money, and you know what I mean? Hey, you have no worries. Hey, you need to be worried. You need to be worried. All praise to the Most High. Let's go to 2nd Esdras chapter 7. We're going to start at 26, man. We're going to go straight into it.
All right. 2nd Esdras chapter 7, verse 26.
Right.
Behold, the time shall come that these tokens which I have told thee shall come to pass.
Right.
And the bride shall appear, and she coming forth shall be seen, that now is withdrawn from the earth.
Right, and the bride being Israel, and the bridegroom being Hamashiach Yahushua, who we ignorantly call Jesus Christ, right? And you know what? Let's show a precept of that real quick. Is it Matthew 13? I think it's in Matthew 13, or is it in Matthew 22? Let me see, 13. We go to 13 real quick. Sorry about that. Let me get it real quick. You got to get that bridegroom, right? Because I don't want no one thinking that the bride is Yahushua. No, he is not the bride. He's the bridegroom. All right, we can get 25. Matthew 25. Matthew 25 and 1.
All right, St. Matthew chapter 25.
Yes, sir.
In verse 1. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom.
Right. Right, the bridegroom. Yahweh Shai, man. Jump to verse 5.
Verse 5. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him.
Go ahead.
And all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps.
Right, so then all those virgins, I mean those brides, you know what I'm saying? They was going to meet the bridegroom. So we know the bridegroom is Yahweh Shai, man. That's a parable right there. Right? We back at 2nd Ezra 7. Let's go jump to verse 27.
All right, 2nd Ezra chapter 7, verse 27. And whosoever is delivered from the foresaid evils shall see my wonders.
And those that's going to be delivered from the foresaid evils are the 144,000. That's not going to be touched. They're going to escape and be delivered from the earth unscathed. Right? We're going to bring that out later. Go ahead.
Verse 28, for my son Jesus shall be revealed with those that be with him.
And those are the 144,000, like we just mentioned, the elect. Right? Go ahead.
And they that remain shall rejoice within 400 years.
And what?
And they that remain shall rejoice within 400 years.
I pray that everyone got a notebook, pad down, and a pen, man. You have to write these things down, like the little key words, like remain. Those that remain. You see that? He's going to come with those that be with him. It said, for my son Jesus shall be revealed with those that be with him. That's the 144,000. It's not talking about the angels. I mean, the heavenly angels is going to come with him, but it's talking about the 144,000, like was said in verse 27. Those that shall be delivered from the foresaid perils, which are the elect, the 144,000. You get that in Revelation 7. You know what I'm saying? We can go through all these scriptures, but it'll prolong time. So we're trying to hurry to get to the point, right? And then it says, and they that remain. See, it's going to be some that's going to remain. After the 144,000 is going to be delivered. See, now we getting somewhere. This is heavy here, man. Shall rejoice with him within 400 years with Hamashiach Yahushua in 144,000. Go ahead, bro. Read verse 29. We can read it all the way through 33. Go ahead.
After these years shall my son Christ die.
See, and he's going to die, right? Go ahead.
And all men that have life, and the world shall be turned into the old silent 7 days, like as in the former judgments, so that no man shall remain.
Let's go ahead and deal with it, man. We're going ahead and deal with that remain, right? Let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 13, right? We don't want to lose those points, man, in your brain, man. Keep those thoughts in your mind, right? 2nd Ezra chapter 13, and we're going to start at verse 1, right?
2nd Ezra 13,
we're going through this thing, man.
Verse 1. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night.
Right.
And lo, there arose a wind from the sea that is moved all the waves thereof.
That it moved all the waves thereof. It was a wind that rose from the sea. The wind, this is a parable now, deep, dark saying. There was a wind that moved all the waves that arose from the sea. Right? And you're going to understand that's Hamashiach Yahushai, moving all the waves. It's all the nations, man, and their kingdoms, man. Destruction. Go ahead.
Verse 3. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven.
You see that? That man. You see that? That wave, right? That wind, I'm sorry. That wind that rose up from the sea, that moved all the waves, was a man that waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, which are the holy angels. Go ahead.
And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him.
Right? And that's Hamashiach Yahushua. Everything that trembled under him are all the other nations, the kingdoms. Yes, go ahead.
And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire.
Right, go ahead.
And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number.
Right.
From the four winds of the heaven.
To do what?
To subdue the man that came out of the sea.
And that's the waves. The number of those people that were gathered together, the multitude of men, were all nations and kingdoms, heathens that was on the earth to subdue Hamashiach Yahushua that came to deliver his people. Go ahead.
Verse 6, but I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain, and flew up upon it.
Right? And this grave mountain that he flew upon that's a multitude. That's the 144,000. We're going to get that in Revelation 14. Go ahead, bro.
But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not.
Right? He could not behold that place where he was a grave. That's Zion. He's talking about New Jerusalem. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 8, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight.
Yeah, they durst fight, right? Jump to verse 12. Now we're going to go to that second people that he's going to gather again, right? After that 144,000, because he already gathered them back in verse 6, right? That great mountain that he engraved, right? Let's go ahead with verse 12.
Verse 12, afterward saw I the same man come down from the mountain, and call unto him an other peaceable multitude.
He called unto him another peaceable multitude, man. Right? Go ahead.
And there came much people unto him, whereof some were glad, some were sorry, some of them were bound, and others some brought of them that were offered.
Right? Meaning offered as an offering. Go ahead.
Then was I sick through great fear, and I awakened and said.
Right, that's why he was sick through great fear. That's that Luke 19:27. Some were offered, meaning some going to die. That's why he was sick and afraid, man, because he's seeing this vision. Ezra is seeing this, man. Right? And let me jump to verse. Let's jump to verse 18. 18, bro. Because I wanted to get to the remain. From 2nd Esdras 7 and 28, it says, for my son Jesus shall be revealed with those that be with him. That's that great mountain that he flew upon. And they that remain, because it's something that's going to remain here on earth, man, shall rejoice within 400 years. That's what we're trying to get to, man. Right? Let's go. Go ahead, bro.
Right. 2nd Esdras 13, verse 18.
Let's start at 15.
15. Show me now yet the interpretation of this dream. For as I conceive in mine understanding, woe unto them that shall be left in those days.
Woe unto them that shall be left, that remain in those days. Go ahead.
And much more woe unto them that are not left behind.
And much woe unto them that die. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the 2/3. Those are the ones that's going to get everlasting destruction. Go ahead.
For they that were not left were in heaviness.
Right. They were in heaviness, right? Go ahead.
Now understand I the things that are laid up in the latter days, which shall happen unto them and to those that are left behind.
Right. Jump to verse 22.
22. Whereas thou hast spoken of them that are left behind. This is the interpretation. He that shall endure the peril in that time hath kept himself.
That's the 144,000. Go ahead.
They that be fallen into danger are such as have works and faith towards the Almighty.
That's the 1/3. Go ahead.
Know this, therefore, that they which be left behind are more blessed than they that be dead.
See, those and the ones that are dead, because those that are dead, those are the 2/3. They don't have no chance of repentance. They don't have a chance to come back into the merciful. You know what I'm saying? That mercy. You got to understand that, man. Those that are going to be left behind, because 144,000 are going to get gathered. 1/3 are going to have to endure a set peril that's going to be upon the earth. And they're going to have to find repentance when in that time. Hopefully, brothers find a repentance. If you don't, you're going to be the 2/3, man. That's not going to make it, man. Jump to verse 46.
Verse 46. Then dwelt they there until the latter time. And now when they shall begin to come, the highest shall stay the springs of the stream again.
Right.
That they may go through. Therefore sawest thou the multitude with peace.
That's that second multitude we're talking about right now that was left behind. Go ahead.
Verse 48. But
right.
those that be left behind of thy people are they that are found within my borders.
That's the 1/3. They still got a hedge of protection. That's that borders. They still got a hedge of protection, but it's still correction they need within them, man. They're going to have to correct some things within them. Go ahead, bro.
Now, when he destroyed the multitude of the nations that are gathered together, he shall defend his people that remain.
That remain. You see? that remain, because you got it's a difference, man. 144,000, and you got those that's going to have to remain for a short season. That's why I said back in 2 Ezra 7:28, for my son Jesus shall be revealed with those that be with him, and they that remain shall rejoice within 400 years. See, it's going to be a set time that they're going to have to endure said perils, and then they're going to, you know what I'm saying, join, he's going to join that other peaceable multitude with him. Let's go to Revelations 14, right? I'm going to get some more on this, man. Revelations 14. That's right. I know, it don't sound like the elders spoke this up, man. It don't sound what, according to what we heard over the years, but we got to study and read for ourselves, man. Right? Let's go through it, man. And if it's wrong, help me out, correct me, right? Go ahead. Revelation chapter 14 and 1. Start at 1.
Revelation 14, right? 14 verse 1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, right, having his father's name written in their forehead.
And that's what we're seeing back in 2 Ezra 7. And I'm going to get it right now. No, I mean 13, right? 2 Ezra 13, where it says, 2 Ezra 13 verse 6, it said, behold, but I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. See, Esdras couldn't fully get the understanding of it, but he had some of it. And he helped us out with it. It was a mountain. That mountain represents a multitude that he flew upon. And we're reading it right now in Revelation 14. Read it again, bro.
Right, Revelation 14 verse 1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads.
Right. Let's jump to verse 4. We're going to try to get through this right.
Verse 4. These are they which were not defiled with women.
Right.
For they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth.
That's that St. John chapter 10. They they follow the good shepherd, and they don't hear the hireling, right? Because the hireling will lead them for the wolf, right? Go ahead, bro.
Right. These were redeemed from among men,
right?
Being the first fruits unto God and to the Lamb.
Oh, that's key right there. Being the first fruits of that's the first fruits are are the 144,000, man. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 5, and in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of God.
Right. Go ahead. Keep going.
Verse 6, and I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth.
Okay, so you already have the 144,000 that's sealed, it said, right? And that he flew upon that mountain, he had the 144,000. And now it's saying, and I saw another angel that fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth. Go ahead.
And to every nation and kindred and tongue and people.
Right.
Saying with a loud voice.
What did he say?
Fear God and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come.
See, the hour of judgment is come. That's the hour of temptation. Go ahead.
And worship him that made heaven and earth and the sea and the fountains of waters.
And we know he ain't talking about the 144,000. They're not going to endure no temptation or no said peril. They're going to escape all judgment, destruction, man. Right? Let's hold that and let's go to Revelation chapter 3, verse 10. Right? Let me get some more on this. Right? Those that remain going to have to, you know what I'm saying, endure that hour of judgment, which is the hour of temptation. Revelation 3 and 10. Go ahead.
Revelation 3 verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
Right, see, that, and this is talking about the 144,000. They're going to be kept from the hour of temptation, which is the hour of judgment, right? Which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. See that? Because people are going to still be, they're going to be tried, man, but not the 144,000. They're not going to be tried. They're going to be gathered, man. That's what we want to try to aim for, yes, man. Sir. We want to try to aim for that 144,000, man. Go ahead, bro.
All right. Verse 11. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown.
Right. That. Go ahead.
Him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my God.
Go ahead.
And he shall go no more out, And I will write upon him the name of my God.
This is key right here, because this is speaking of the 144,000 what we're reading in Revelation 14. I will make him a pillar in the temple of my God, and he shall go no more out. And I will write upon him what?
The name of my God.
Go ahead.
And the name of the city of my God.
Go ahead.
Which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from my God. And I will write upon him my new name.
Right? Back to Revelation 14, right? All praise to the Most High. We're going to, what we was?
That was
verse 6. Was that verse 6? Let's go to verse 7. Right.
I did read 7. I'll read it again.
Yes,
saying with a loud voice, fear God and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven and earth and the sea and the fountains of waters.
Right, and he's speaking of the 1/3, because the 144,000 already been sealed back up in verse 1. Right? And he said he's going to write them upon them the name of his God. Right? And he did, I think he did that already in verse, okay, go ahead, read, bro.
Verse 8, and there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
I'm finna jump. Because it's still speaking of just the evil stipulations, and then you got the just stipulations. Right? Because these are speaking of the evil stipulation from verse 9, right? Of what's going to happen to those that worship the beast in this image, right? From verse 9 to verse 11, and then verse 12 is the just stipulation. Here, read verse 12, right? I'm going to get the part, those that keep with patience and faith.
Revelation 14:12. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus.
Right. Go ahead.
And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, Write, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord. From henceforth, yea, saith the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors, and their works do follow them.
He said, blessed are they that die from henceforth in the Lord. Not die, you know what I'm saying? Not keeping the commandments, right? Because we read back in 2nd Esdras 13, where it says, woe unto them more that die, right? But woe unto them that remain. See what I'm saying? Woe unto them that remain, but woe more unto those that die. Those are the unrighteous, the 2/3 that it was speaking of in 2nd Esdras 13. But here it says those that die in the Lord. See, you got those key words like that, die in the Lord. So it's not. So that is someone that's a 1/3. That's a 1/3, man. That's not a 2/3, right? In this one here. But I wanted to get to. It's just go to 14. 14.
14.
Read, yes, 14.
And I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown.
You see that? Now he's coming back for that second coming, man. The second gathering, right? He got the 144,000, but now it's the second gathering. Go ahead.
And in his hand a sharp sickle.
Right.
And another angel came out of the temple, crying with a loud voice.
Right.
To him that sat on the cloud.
Go ahead.
Thrust in thy sickle and reap, for the time is come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe.
The harvest of the earth is ripe. That's the 1/3. Go ahead, bro.
And he that sat on the cloud thrust in his sickle on the earth, and the earth was reaped.
Right. And how do we thrust in the sickle? You're going to understand this. It's talking about the holy angels. We're going to get that in the book of St. Matthew's, right? Go ahead, bro.
And another angel came out of the temple which is in heaven, he also having a sharp sickle. And another angel came out from the altar, which had power over fire, and cried with a loud cry to him that had the sharp sickle.
So he's crying to the other angels that have the sickle. Go ahead.
Saying, thrust in thy sharp sickle, and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe.
Right.
And the angel thrust in his sickle into the earth, and gathered the vine of the earth, and cast it into the great winepress of the wrath of God. And the winepress was trodden without the city, and blood came out of the winepress.
So they threw it in the wrath of God. That's the key. So these are the 2/3, man. The 2/3 and all the non-believers and everybody, man. The 2/3 that in the non-believers. You had the first sickle that they reaped was the 1/3. Remember, the 144,000 already been redeemed back at the top, right? Go ahead, bro. Finish it off, and we're going to go to St. Matthew 13, right?
Verse
and
20.
get the same parable that you're reading right here, right? The sickle going in and he reaping the first gathering, and then the second gathering that he reap is going to be the 2/3, man. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 20 again. And the winepress was trodden without the city, and blood came out of the winepress, even unto the horse brows, by the space of 1,600 furlongs.
Right. Go to St. Matthew chapter 3. We're going to go back to 2nd Esdras 7, and we're going to try to refresh now. I know I'm moving quick. We're moving quick, but it's a rewind. We can just still go back and rewind and keep going over it, man. Hopefully, and the only way you'll understand is if you're trying to read and memorize all the books, man, from Genesis to Revelation, man, and you're constantly reading and studying, man. You ain't gonna understand nothing we're bringing out. You know what I mean? It is what it. We try to keep it basic, but hey, man, I felt like I wanted to bring this out, man. A little meat for the sincere brothers and sisters, man. It is what it is, right? St. Matthew chapter 13, and I think it was 30. St. Matthew chapter 13, verse 30. 36.
All right, St. Matthew chapter 13, verse 36. When Jesus sent the multitude away and went into the house, and his disciples came unto him, saying, Declare unto us the parable of the tares of the field.
Right.
He answered and said unto them, He that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man.
He said, He that soweth the good seed is him. Go ahead.
The field is the world.
Right.
The good seed are the children of the kingdom.
The children of the kingdom are the Israelites, not all nations. See, he didn't say everybody on earth, right? He said the children of the kingdom. Go ahead.
But the tares are the children of the wicked one.
The tares are the children of the wicked one, of who the nations created, right? And that's for our people, because all Israel ain't Israel, man. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Verse 39, the enemy that sowed them is the devil.
The so-called white man, because he rules everything. Job 9:24, he runs the earth right now. Go ahead.
The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels.
And who?
And the reapers are the angels.
So the reapers are going to be angels, like we read back in Revelation 14. It said angels thrusting your sickle and reap, right? Go ahead.
As therefore the tares are gathered and burnt in the fire, so shall it be in the end of this world.
Go ahead.
The Son of Man shall send forth his angels.
He's going to send forth the angels. Angels, that's plural. There's going to be millions, thousands of them, man. Go ahead.
And they shall gather out of his kingdom all things that offend, and them which do iniquity.
Right? Because the 144,000 going to get delivered first. They're already delivered. They're not going to go through the said perils. Remember that. It didn't mention them in here. They're going to be delivered. They're out of the way. But this is going to be that second coming when they deliver the 1/3. He's going to destroy the 2/3. That's what we're reading right here. The 2/3 are going to be destroyed. Go ahead.
And shall cast them into a furnace of fire.
Right.
There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth.
Go ahead.
Then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father.
Then that's the 1/3. Go ahead. They're going to shine forth. Right. Yeah, 144,000 is without spot and without blemish. They ain't got to shine for it. They already shining, man. Go ahead, bro.
Who hath ears to hear, let him hear.
Right. That's right. All praises to the Most High, right? And we finna go to we finna get this in Isaiah chapter 11. Let's go to Isaiah 11, man. Isaiah 11, about the second coming, man. We're gonna start at 1. We can start at 1.
All right, we're in the book of Isaiah, chapter 11, verse 1.
Yes.
And there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots.
Right.
And the Spirit of the Lord shall rest upon him, the Spirit of wisdom and understanding, the Spirit of counsel and might, the Spirit of knowledge and of the fear of the Lord.
Right, go ahead.
Excuse me. And shall make him of quick and understanding in the fear of the Lord. And he shall not judge after the sight of his eyes, neither reprove after the hearing of his ears.
But how should he judge? Go ahead.
But with righteousness shall he judge the poor, and reprove with equity for the meek of the earth. And he shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth, and with the breath of his lips shall he slay the wicked.
And he's going to be giving orders. That's what he's saying. He's going to give the command, and they're going to die, man. He's going to have the 144,000 destroyed, man. right? We're just going to jump now. I want to read all of this because it says the lion shall lay down with the leopard, and that's going to happen. And there shouldn't be no harm in that time when he delivered the 144,000, right? Jump to verse 9.
Verse 9. They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain, for the earth shall be full of the knowledge of the Lord as the waters cover the sea.
And that's talking about when he delivered the 144,000. Go ahead.
And in that day there shall be
go ahead.
There shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people. To it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious.
And we know those Gentiles are those that coming up out the worldly ways, idolatry and everything, that repent, man. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time.
Again, this what time?
The second time.
Go ahead.
To recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea.
Right.
And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah.
See, he gonna assemble. That's that second coming. That second coming after the 144,000 been built. That the 1/3 going to be delivered, which are going to be the outcasts of Israel, and the gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. Go ahead.
All right, verse 13. The envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim.
All praise to the Most High, man. Let's go back to 2nd Ezra chapter 7 real quick. Let's go refreshing up, man. I know some people probably done lost it already when it said they that remain, because he's going to deliver our people, and he got they that remain, right? So we read that's all the way to 2nd Ezra 7. Because we were dealing with them shall rejoice within 400 years, right? Okay, so let's go to, and let's read this. Let's read this. 2nd Ezra chapter 7 verse 28, and then we'll go read it all the way through to 33, and then we'll go to Revelation 20. Hopefully we can go ahead. This is how my mind operating. This is why we're going through it, man. Go ahead.
2nd Ezra chapter 7 verse 28. For my son Jesus shall be revealed with those that be with him.
144,000. Go ahead.
And they that remain shall rejoice within 400 years.
And we read that those that remain is in 2nd Ezra 13 and like 48, right? Go ahead.
After these years shall my son Christ die, and all men that have life. And the world shall be turned into the old silent 7 days, like as in the former judgments, so that no man shall remain.
And what that's talking about is, it ain't talking about he's going to literally die. It's talking about the word that he, you know what I'm saying, it's going to die off to where people are going to seek righteousness, man. Right? Go ahead, bro. And all they that remain are those that taught his word, man. They're not going to be teaching it no more. Go ahead.
31. And after 7 days, the world that yet awakeneth not shall be raised up, and that shall die. That is corrupt.
And the world shall be waking up, meaning the 1/3 going to be waking up, and that shall be raised up, and that shall die. That is corrupt. The corrupt going to die. The 2/3. Go ahead.
And the earth shall restore those that are asleep in her. And so shall the dust those that dwell in silence, and the secret places shall deliver those souls that were committed unto them.
Go ahead.
And the Most High shall appear upon the seat of judgment.
Right.
And misery shall pass away, and the long suffering shall have an end.
Right, so and that's the end of that, right? So we gotta deal with that, man. After these years, so many shall my son Christ die, and all men that have life, and the world shall be turned into the old silence for a small time. That's them 7 days for a short period of time. Like as the former judgments, meaning while Esau is doing his thing on earth, getting busy on earth right now as we speak. Right? Like as the former judgments, so that no man shall remain, so that no prophet shall remain to teach his word. We're finna get that right now. Let's go to Revelation chapter 20, man. That's what I'm talking about, Gog and Magog, man. It's heavy, man. All praise to the Most High, man. Revelation 20 and 1.
Revelation chapter 20, verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit, and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years.
So he got power. That's the so-called white man in his whole race. He laid hand on him and bound him 1,000 years. That's right, man. That's our devil that we're going to get back. 1,000 years, man. Let's go to Revelation chapter 9 real quick. Revelation chapter 9, and we're going to go to... where's that? That one right there. Okay, 11. Real quick. I just want to get that real quick. The bottom of this, right.
Okay.
The bottom of the pit, right.
Revelation chapter 9, verse 11. And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit,
right,
whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue hath his name Apollyon.
And this is that king that reigned over the, you're going to find out this is the angels, right? The angels, he reigned over the angels, and he had the key to the bottomless pit. That's what we're reading in Revelation 20. I want to go back to Revelation 20, right? And he bound the devil, which is Satan, 1,000 years. This is so-called white man. It's not talking about the man with horns on his head and a pitchfork, man. That's poking, that we think is poking everybody to death and killing, man. No. Hey, the Lord is giving this command out to Satan, man. He's doing that. But he's doing it through who? The so-called white man and his people, man. And he's heathen. Go to verse 2, bro.
Right. Revelation 20, verse 2. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years.
Go ahead.
And cast him into the bottomless pit.
The bottomless pit is hell, man. It's just meaning a state of condition. Like, we're in hell right now. We're in that bottomless pit. Everlasting. We ain't able to climb up out of it, right? We're like crabs in the bucket, right? As soon as we start trying to climb up, what? Someone will pull us down. Or the curses pull us back down, right? Right? That bottomless pit is everything is going to reverse. Meaning the cup of the wrath is going to be handed over to these Edomites. That's going to have to go through that 1,000 year of captivity. They're going to be in that bottomless pit, never to rise again. That's why it says bottomless. Never to rise. It's going to be an everlasting fall. So you're never going to be able to catch your fall, man. That's what that bottomless pit means. Go ahead, bro.
Right. And shut him up and set a seal upon him.
Ain't going to set a seal. That seal is that stamp of approval from the Most High, man. You ain't going to be able to come up, man. No more. Go ahead.
That he should deceive the nations no more.
You see that? Go ahead.
Till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled.
That's when that's why it says in 2 Ezra 7, his son Jesus shall die. You see what I'm saying? I mean, he's going to release this dude back on the earth so they could go back to deceiving. Lies and everything going to be back. He's going to try to gather his people, just try to come right back against the Most High's people. Hey, the Most High's going to do that. That's when he's going to wipe him out, man, after the 1,000 years. Go ahead, bro.
And after that, he must be loosed a little season.
That's them 7 years back in 2 Ezra 7 that we was talking about, when his son shall die for 7 years shall whatchamacallit be in the earth. Evil. Go ahead, bro.
And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Jesus, and for the word of God, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Christ 1,000 years.
Right, and that's going to arise up, the 144,000. Let's get that twinkle in the eye, man. Right, that's going to rise up in Christ, right? Is that Thessalonians 4?
Yes, sir.
That's Thessalonians 4. Let's get that real quick. I know it's a lot of precepts. We got the rewind button too, right? We go back, rewind, and keep going through these scriptures, man. Let's get that in Thessalonians, right?
Yeah, Second Thess.
2 Thessalonians 4.
You're right, yeah, first.
Yeah, verse 4. Yes, sir.
1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 16. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the Archangel, and with the trump of God. And the dead in Christ shall rise first.
The dead in Christ. That in Christ, that's key.
Yeah.
In Christ. Not somebody that's out of Christ, because they ain't keeping no commandments if you're out of Christ. The dead in Christ shall rise first. Meaning Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and, you know. Go ahead, bro.
17. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds.
Right? That's the 144,000. Right? Not the 1/3. 144,000. Go ahead.
To meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord.
Right, so shall we ever be with the Lord. All praise to the Most High, right? Go ahead, read 18.
18. Wherefore, comfort one another with these words.
Yes. Like that, man. Right? Revelation, we're back to Revelation chapter 20, and I want to keep going down till it goes to he released him, right? We just read.
That was verse 4.
We just read 4. Okay, read 5.
All right, Revelation 20, verse 5. But the rest of the dead lived not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection.
You see that? But the rest of the dead lived not again until the 1,000 years were finished. Oh, the 2/3 ain't going to be able to rise up, man. They're not going to be able to live within those 1,000 years reign, man. They wasn't righteous. If you don't got it now, if you die right now, and you ain't keeping them commandments, you won't get to reign with Christ in 1,000 years. You're going to awaken to judgment day, only to die again, an everlasting destruction. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 6. Blessed and holy is he that hath part in my first resurrection.
The first resurrection, blessed is he, man. Those 144,000, man. Right? And the 1/3. Because they still are living, but they still got a time to repent. Go ahead, bro.
On such the second death hath no power.
Right?
But they shall be priests of God and of Christ, and shall reign with him 1,000 years.
Right?
And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison.
You see that? Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. You ain't talking about the red man with a pitchfork with the horns again. Once again, it's talking about the so-called white man. He's going to be loose. That's what we see in 2nd Esdras 7 about Jesus his son Jesus shall die. We know Christ ain't going to die again. Come on, man. It ain't talking about his first death when he died. It's not talking about the first death when he died. Right? Go ahead, bro.
Verse 8. And shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the 4 quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle.
To battle with Yahushua. Even though he's already reigning, they're still going to try to battle with him, man. Let him loose, and he gonna try to gather all his compadres again. The dot-head East Indian, the damn stank-ass African, the damn Chinese and Japanese, and them stank-ass sand dog Arabs, man. And they're going to try to come against Yahushua again. Let's see what happens. Go ahead.
The number of whom is as the sand of the sea.
Right.
And they went up on the breadth of the earth and compassed the camp of the saints about.
Compassed the holy Jerusalem. Go ahead.
And the beloved city. And fire came down from God out of heaven and devoured them.
God is going to burn them up with fire and brimstone. That's right, man. This is after you so-called World War III. You see that? 1,000 years done went by. World War III been gone, man. This is God gonna rain down fire like Sodom and Gomorrah. He's gonna destroy them. All praise. That's why he say vengeance is mine. Ooh. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 10. And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever.
Right. Go ahead.
And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away. And there was found no place for them.
Right.
And I saw.
Go ahead.
Verse 12. And I saw the dead.
It was found no place in the kingdom for them. That's what it means. It was found no place in the kingdom for them. Go ahead.
Verse 12. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God.
Right.
And the books were opened.
Now judgment day is happening. See, that second death. Woo! This is the second resurrection here, man. Now you 2/3 is going to get raised up. They're going to get judged, man. This after the 1,000 years, after God destroyed all the heathen, after they come up against some Gog and Magog. You get that in Ezekiel 38 and 39th chapter, man. Read that through on your own time, man, and check that out. It's going to be so heavy. It's going to be 7 months of burying bodies. That's going to be on the earth. 7 months, man. Go ahead, bro.
Right. And the books were open, and another book was open, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the book according to their works.
Yep, according to your works that you do. Go ahead, bro.
And the sea gave up the dead which were in it. And
the sea is the multitude gave, right? Go ahead.
And death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them.
Right, the sea is the graves. I'm sorry, the graves. She delivered up the dead that was in the what?
And death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them.
Right, go ahead.
And they were judged every man according to their works. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death.
See? That's it.
And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire.
Right, so, hey, man, let me tell you something. If you ain't a part of the 144,000, you're going to have to go through the said perils. You're going to have to be on the earth enduring for a period of time. Right? Pray that those brothers repent. And that's going to be mostly them Saturday brothers. You know what I'm saying? Because the brothers do be bringing that. And I'm starting to understand now. You know what I mean? And I pray that I'm worthy. I'm not saying that I'm going to be 144,000. I said I still got to pray that I'm worthy too. But hey, man, I know I'm on them feast days and I'm keeping them commandments, man. Yes, sir. I'm saying I'm keeping them commandments, man. And them feast days. Yeah, people keep talking that garbage all they want to. Some of them need brothers trying to be over righteous. Whatever. I'm trying to get that 144,000 spot. You don't have to. You keep on thinking, oh, we're going to the wilderness. Yeah, it's going to be wilderness for you. 1/3 brothers that, you know what I mean, think you got it down packed now, and all you got to do is just practice. You know what I'm saying? You don't really got to be perfect. Keep on thinking you don't got to be perfect. You're going to be one of the people that have to go through them said perils, man. I don't want to see the said perils. I don't want to see them. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. Let me get that 7 months, man. Buried 7 months. Yeah, I want to get that real quick. Ezekiel chapter 39. Yes, that's it, right. That's right. Ezekiel 39. Ooh-wee. Verse, start at 11. It might be 11. Yeah, start at 11.
All right, Ezekiel chapter 39, verse 11. And it shall come to pass at that day that I will give unto Gog a place there of graves in Israel.
In Israel, right?
Yeah.
Because they're going to come up against the, you know what I'm saying? Compass the kingdom of the saints, right? He said he's going to give them a grave in Israel. Go ahead.
The valley of the passengers on the east of the sea. And it shall stop the noses of the passengers, and there shall they bury Gog and all his multitude. And they shall call it the valley of Hamon-Gog.
It's going to be a stank, so stanking. When people pass by, it's going to be so stanking. It's going to be shitty. I'm saying dead bodies everywhere. God's going to smoke the hell out of you damn dogs, man. Go ahead.
And 7 months shall the house of Israel be burying of them.
Who bury them?
Shall the house of Israel be burying of them.
Go ahead.
That they may cleanse the land.
We're going to have to cleanse the land. You dogs got to die. That's Numbers 30-something, right?
35, 33.
Woo! You dogs got to die, shed your blood right in front of us, man. In order for the land to be cleansed. I'll pray I'm worthy in that day. I would love to see that, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, all the people of the land shall bury them. And it shall be to them a renown of the day that I shall be glorified, saith the Lord.
You see that? A renown is like popular, you know what I'm saying? Like popular, being known, like, you know what I'm saying? Popular, you know what I'm saying? Yes, it should be a renown. It's going to be glorious in that day. The Lord going to be exalted with burying millions and millions of dogs, so-called Europeans, right? Or Edomites, damn Arab sand dogs, you damn incest babies, which are you Asians from Vietnamese, Korean, you know what I'm saying? All you flathead dogs, man. You know what I'm saying? And you stank Africans. I love this truth, man.
Yes, sir.
Woo! Go ahead, bro.
Verse 14.
We're going to hire people too, right? Go ahead.
And they shall sever out men of continual employment.
We're gonna find people and employ them. We're going to start little, you know what I'm saying, business ventures off it. Go ahead. Business venues.
Passing through the land to bury with the passengers those that remain upon the face of the earth to cleanse it.
We're going to hunt the rest of them down. You know what I'm saying? If they're hiding, we're going to hire people. Hey, man, you seen them? Yeah, I know where some at. Yeah. We'll pay you some money. Let's show us where they at. We're going to put them to death and bury them here. Go ahead.
After the end of 7 months shall they search.
Woo! All praise to the Most High, man. Go ahead. We're going to read the next verse.
15. And the passengers that pass through the land, when any seeth a man's bone, then shall he set up a sign by it, till the buriers have buried it in the valley of Hamon-Gog.
That's the Most High, man. He don't play, man.
You want no bones sitting up on it.
Right.
They don't want them sitting up on the surface.
Right.
They got
all dogs going under, and they're never to be seen again. That's so beautiful, man. We're going back to 2nd Esdras 7, man. right?
It's that true gospel, man. Yes, sir. Second Ezra 7.
These years should on sinners die, and men have life, and the world should be turned into old silent like as the former judgment, so that man shall remain. Right? And after the 7 days, the world that yet awakeneth shall raise up, and that shall die that is corrupt. That's what we're reading right now. That valley that shall die that is corrupt, man. They're gonna be released from. I mean, I'll pray that people understand that, man. Right? You know what I want to get real quick? I want to get that Second Ezra chapter 5. We'll go to Second Ezra 5, man. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. From the Second Ezra chapter 5, verse 1. Nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, behold, the day shall come that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith.
So, it shall be barren of faith. And this that my son shall die, man. Those shall be taken in a great number. It's going to be those that's going to be saved, and then the land is going to be barren of faith. Go ahead.
But iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest, or that thou hast heard long ago.
Then iniquity is going to raise in those days, man. They're going to be on a hunt, man. Why? 144 got to live. You think these heathens going to sit around and be calm about the 144,000 being delivered already? You know what I'm saying? And then sitting there and no, they're going to be on the search for all God's children and try to destroy them, man. That's them said perils that the 1/3 going to have to endure. They're going to have to endure that, man. People ain't going to just sit around and just be like, okay, wear your mask, make sure you know what I mean, wear your mask in the stores, and you know, you still get to bring out the word on the street. No, that famine of the word is going to be out then. You ain't going to be able to bring out the word on the street. You crazy? You're going to be headhunted. That's what it's talking about right now. That famine, that's when it's going to really hit, man. See, we think famine of the word is going to hit before Yahushua delivered 144,000. Okay, well, y'all keep waiting on that. Keep waiting on that. His word, we're going to keep teaching this word until he deliver the 144,000. Bet you that. I bet you that we're going to see it. Y'all think that the so-called white man going to stop this word from being taught on the street right now before Yahushua come? Well, we'll wait on it. If I'm wrong, we'll wait on it. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 3. In the land that thou seest now to have root, shalt thou see wasted suddenly.
Right, and it's going to be wasted suddenly, right? After that's when the time he's going to deliver his the 1/3, man, those that remain upon earth. Go ahead.
But if the Most High grant thee to live,
right, if thou shalt live through that, go ahead.
Thou shalt see after the 3rd trumpet.
See that? The what trumpet?
After the 3rd trumpet.
You see that? The first trumpet, you think that ain't the first trumpet. It's the 3rd trumpet. So the 144,000 been delivered. Thou shalt see after the 3rd trumpet, go ahead.
That the sun shall suddenly shine again in the night, and the moon thrice in the day.
That's destruction, man. Right? Go ahead.
And blood shall drop out of wood, and the stone shall give his voice.
He is that rock. Yahushua going to give his voice. Go ahead.
And the people shall be troubled.
They're going to be troubled. Everybody's going to be troubled, man. All praises to the Most High, man. Right? Go ahead.
And even he shall rule whom they look not for that dwell upon the earth.
He's going to rule who they don't look for. That's Yahushua, man. Go ahead.
And the fowls shall take their flight away together.
And the fowls are these damn ravenous birds. It's talking about ravenous birds like in Revelation 18, where it says this place is the cage of every foul spirit and a hateful bird.
Unclean and hateful bird.
Unclean and hateful bird. When it says unclean and hateful bird, that's talking about the predator birds, because we can't eat an eagle, can't eat no osprey, falcon. No vulture, falcon, right? Owls, yeah. These are unclean and hateful birds because they're birds of predator. They're predator birds. See what I'm saying? Unclean and hateful. They destroy. That's what they're made for.
Like the buzzers and everybody you see on the side of the road. Most people see that, so you understand.
Right, bro. All praise to the Most High. So, and even he shall rule whom they that look not for that dwell upon the earth, and the fowls fowls shall take their flight away together. Let's go get that. St. Matthew chapter 24, right? Let's go to St. Matthew chapter 24. Did I say that? Where the... Where it said the lightning shall come from the east to the west. 24. Oh, I'm at 24 right now. I'm sorry about that. Okay, here we go. I was at
27.
Is that 27? Okay. Yes, sir. There we go, bro. Get that right there.
St. Matthew chapter 24, verse 27. For as the lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth even unto the west,
right?
So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
Go ahead.
For whithersoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together.
You see that? Where the carcass is, that's where the eagle. I mean, he's talking about his body. Where his body is, there them dogs going to be too, man. They're going to try to come to subdue him. When he come to show himself, man, they're going to come to fight against him, man. When he come gather that second that second gathering, those that remain upon the earth, man, which are the remnant of his people, right? Is that it on that? Go ahead, read the next verse.
Verse 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken.
Oh, praises to the Most High. Go ahead.
And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory.
Oh, praise it, man. Go ahead.
And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather...
A trumpet. Ooh, so that's going to be the first one. That's going to be the first trumpet right here. We read back in the second Esdras 5. That was the third. Right. But this right here is going to be the first one. How do we know? Go ahead.
And they shall gather together his elect.
Who?
They shall gather together his elect.
That's going to be the 144,000. Go ahead.
From the four winds, from the one end of heaven to the other.
All praises to the Most High, man. Right? That's that. So I was trying to get to the part with the fowls and them eagles going to be. You know what I mean? That's them fowls that we'll read back in the second Esdras 5, man. But all this, you got to piece it together. I mean, I pray brothers got some understanding. You know what I mean? Brothers and sisters, right?
Right.
I'm trying to see if I left us on the turn. Let's go back to second Esdras 13 real quick. Just to make sure I got some clarification on those that remain, right? Because it's going to be something that remain. After he gathered, it's going to be some that remain, right? Let's read verse 6, and then we're going to jump to verse 48. Go ahead, verse 6.
In Esdras chapter 13, verse 6. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain, and flew upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not.
Right. Jump to verse 12. Let's get 12.
Verse 12. Afterwards saw I the same man come down from the mountain, and call unto him another peaceable multitude.
Right. So he called unto him another. You see that? Mm-hmm. Another. It was two peaceable multitudes. But in that another peaceable multitude were these people. Go ahead, verse 48.
Verse 48. But those that be left behind of thy people are they that are found within my borders. Mm-hmm. Now, when he destroyed the multitude of the nations that are gathered together, he shall defend his people that remain.
See? He got it. See? Once he destroys those people, then he's going to defend those that remain. 144,000 are going to be gathered already. There's going to be some that remain. They're going to be hunting down the 1/3, trying to destroy them. He's going to destroy them, man. Right? All praise to the Most High, man. I think I'm missing something. I might want to go to. I might have to go to Revelations 9. I think it's in Revelations 9. I'm missing something. Right? I am missing something in Revelations 9. Let's go to Revelation chapter 9 and 1. Right? Let's deal with that because it's talking about the same thing like we read in 20, Revelations 20, Revelations 14, back in second address, right? Go ahead, bro.
Revelation chapter 9.
Hopefully it's quick. What time we got? It's 9:49. It's finna be quick, man. It's finna be quick. Go ahead.
Revelation chapter 9, verse 1. And the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth.
A star, go ahead.
And to him was given the key of the bottomless pit.
Now we know this key, there's one that has the key to the bottomless pit. It says, he is the king of all the locusts that are on the earth, right? Go ahead, bro. Keep on.
And he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke out of the pit.
Right, smoke rose out of the pit. Go ahead.
As the smoke of a great furnace.
Mm-hmm.
And the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit.
Right.
And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth.
Came what?
And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth.
Right.
And unto them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth have power.
Mm-hmm.
And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of God in their foreheads.
So it shouldn't hurt any green tree. Let's get that green tree. I forgot to bring that out in Revelation 14:4. Let's hold that and go to Revelation 14:4. Read that real quick. That's that green tree. The green tree or any green thing or green tree or the first fruits, man. That's right. Go ahead, bro.
Revelation 14 verse 4.
Right.
These are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto God and to the Lamb.
And let's go back. Let's go to Revelation 7. Right. We're still holding Revelation 9. Revelation 7. Right. Revelation 7 and 3.
Revelation 7 verse 3, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads.
You see that? Don't hurt the earth, neither the sea, that which is the multitude, nor the trees. The tree, that's the same multitude, man. Mm-hmm. The trees being the first fruits. That's what it's talking about. The first fruits, man. That's what's a green thing that we're reading in Revelations 9, right? Back to Revelations 9, right? That have the seal of God in their foreheads, man. Right? Verse 5.
Verse 5. Revelation 9 verse 5. And to them it was given that they should not kill them, but that they should be tormented 5 months. And their torment was as the torment of a scorpion when he striketh a man.
You see that? They should not kill them. You see that? That's the 1/3. They're going to go through said perils, man. They're going to go through, and them angels going to bring all type of troubles on them on the earth. They're not going to really be striking them with a tail like a scorpion. I mean, it's going to prick them. That's what it means. By these other nations, man. They're going to go through said perils. That's what it's talking about, man. And who are these locusts, man? Right? Go to verse 7. Jump to verse 7, man.
Verse 7. And the shapes of the locusts were like unto...
Oh, no, read verse 6. We got to read 6. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Verse 6. And in those days shall men seek death,
right,
and shall not find it.
You're not going to find death. The Lord is trying you. It's going to be a heavy trial on our people, the 1/3 in those times. Go ahead.
And shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them.
So now we're understanding Revelation 9 why they can't die, and death shall flee from them. Because it was given command that they shouldn't kill them, but torment them 5 months. Go ahead.
Verse 7. And the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses prepared unto battle.
Right.
And on their heads were as it were crowns like gold.
Right.
And their
that crowns like gold should give a key point to let you know these are the angels, man. They got crowns, man. Not the heathen. It's not talking about the heathen. Go ahead.
And their faces were as the faces of men.
Right.
And they had hair as the hair of women, and their teeth were as the teeth of lions.
All right, jump verse 11, right? I'm going to get straight verse 11. Right,
verse 11, and they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit.
You see, these locusts had a king over them, which were the angel of the bottomless pit that bound Satan 1,000 years. We know they ain't talking about no heathen, man. It's talking about Hamashiach Yahushua. Go ahead, bro. Whose
name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue hath his name Apollyon.
Right. We're gonna jump to go to 15.
Verse 15, and the 4 angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour, and a day, and a month, and a year, for to slay the third part of men.
For to slay who?
The third part of men.
You see that? And it's going to break them, right? Not really. That part is those that probably are unbelievers, man. The 2/3 of them, man. But it said a third part of men, right? Go ahead, bro.
And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000 for 200,000. And I heard the number of them.
All praise to the Most. That's talking about the holy angels, man. Right? And we're finna get ready to close up. I'm gonna get a little precept to go with that army, man. Right? Of locusts. We're gonna get the one in Proverbs. We'll go to Proverbs. Proverbs chapter, I was looking at something else, I'm sorry. 30, verse 27. Right? Just show you the locusts. It said 1,000 upon 1,000. Those locusts, you know what I'm saying, what it's talking about, are not really locusts. In this context, it's talking about locusts, but locusts always go in bands. That's why we're bringing up this precept. Go ahead, bro.
Right? Proverbs chapter 30, verse 27. The locusts have no king.
Right?
Yet go they forth, all of them by bands.
By what?
By bands.
Bands mean thousands upon thousands. Those are really talking about insect locusts. But in Revelation, it was talking about the holy angels. Because they go in bands, man. Thousands upon thousands, man. Right?
Mm-hmm. That band is gathering together.
Yes.
Bunch of them. Yeah, man.
Hey, man, that's it, man. That's all I got. I don't want to drag it out anymore, man. All praise to the Most High, man. Y'all can rewind and check it out, man. Right?
Right, word of the Lord went out, man. You know, edification, right? Like the precept, man. Write down the precepts, go back, study for yourself, get more understanding.
And if you got something, share it with us, man. On the hit the comment board. We don't mind. Yeah. We don't mind. That's why it's called comment board, right? Give us your comment, righteous comments though. Thus saith the Lord, not damn what you think, right?
All right, I'll pray to the Most High. Shalom, grace and peace, you sincere ones. Until next time, right? Kwam Yasharallah.
Kwam Yasharallah, man.